Back on June 25th, 2025, I introduced many of you to LUNR, intuitive machines. And at the time, almost nobody cared. That's the way it goes. Later on December 30th, 2025, I publicly stated that my first target for it was $25. And today, LUNR just printed a new 52-week high near $37. That first target has now been decisively achieved. And my second target remains $50 now. The position, back on June 25th, 2025, I initiated shares at or below $12. And today's high is near 37. That represents roughly a 3x move already. That's 300%. That matters. Not because of hype, but because it shows what can happen when you identify emerging leadership early and before Wall Street fully prices the story in. And importantly, I did not chase this after the breakout. I accumulated during skepticism. And that is a very different and relatively rare mindset. Number two, the earnings report. In my view, today's earnings report was a strong one. It's not perfect, but it's strong where it matters, where it counts. Execution, revenue growth, government traction, commercial momentum, and continued expansion within the LUNR infrastructure build-out. Apparently, the market agreed with me. Shares surged after earnings. And despite heavy fighting between the bulls and the bears throughout today's session, the bears tried to stop the breakout. And guess what? They failed. Nothing warms my heart more. Number three, this is bigger than moon missions regarding LUNR. This is what happens, or this is what many investors still misunderstand about intuitive machines. This is not just a speculative moonshot company anymore. It's increasingly becoming infrastructure. That's kind of how we need to think about space, as infrastructure. So you have lunar communications, orbital services, data relay, defense applications, NASA partnerships, and Space Force positioning. And that changes the way institutions value this company. And I believe the market, believe it or not, is slowly beginning to recognize that shift. Number four, the charts. Technically, the setup continues to strengthen. The daily chart, breakout confirmed, strong momentum, expansion, and heavy volume. The weekly chart shows higher highs, higher lows, trend intact. Monthly chart, potential price discovery phase is what we call this, price discovery. And it appears to be beginning now. And importantly, the major moving averages continue to rise underneath the price beautifully. That is what healthy leadership often looks like. Number five, the short interest is dropping. My friend Brian pointed this out to me the other day. This is an important development. Short interest has fallen sharply in recent weeks, and this is what I'm looking for. And that suggests that bears are losing conviction, and some shorts may already be covering into strength. And when short interest falls during a breakout like the one we're seeing with LUNR, it can confirm that the market is repricing the stock higher and not lower. And I think that's where it's going, higher. Number six, where I stand now. I am still holding shares. My first target of 25 was achieved. My second target, $50, remains outstanding. And beyond that, I continue to believe that LUNR could evolve into a much larger story if execution continues in space infrastructure and the space infrastructure theme accelerates globally. This is not investment advice, but I would still be careful underestimating this company here. The quiet bull takeaway. The real money is often made before the crowd fully understands the story, and I've seen it time and time again over the course of 20 years. LUNR was controversial at 12, and now people are chasing it at 37. And that's how emerging leadership works. In full disclosure, I am long shares of LUNR, no options, and this is not financial advice. Have a good night.